Okay, it's November 26th, 2016, around 4 in the afternoon. See, there's the Yucatan right there where the meteor hit, and that's what created the Gulf. So you can see how it's washed out, and that's, probably the hurricanes. This is 65 million years ago, and this is why you got Cuba and all these islands. You can see the pattern, and you'd have to look at the flows. But I want to show you what's going on with these electoral votes. See, they do these mining compacts up and down. See, they've been digging for years in these these chain of lakes over here in Polk. So all these mining lakes right next to Tampa, and that's the phosphate district. At the very bottom tip lands on my property where Daughtry is for years with the only deep Floridan well. It's the deepest one. And it's right here along 72 at the end of Clark, right where the county lines are for DeSoto, Manatee, and Sarasota, where only 6 miles deep is right there 75, and that's where that Isles of Athena is right there, where they want to put this big state-of-the-art environmental university, and all of a sudden this Gulf Coast Environmental Group wants to buy it from these guys. And there's that reservoir they built, because they built a 20-mile pipe all the way over to Carlton. You see, this Carlton water plant right here that goes, all these people are getting polluted water like I explained on the others. So they're doing these mining compacts Sarasota never signed, and they bring infrastructure projects like a highway, and they give this big mobilization fee right before elections, and they juice everybody up at these dinners. See, they're routing our tax money, and then they give it back to commissioners. So Sarasota never signed the mining compacts, and that's how they influence these electoral votes with this juice. You guys take these farmers down in courts and give it to Mosaic as a Sierra trade with Greenberg. We'll promise to get you those electoral votes. Meanwhile, they're moving dirt, creating a terrorist attack over here in the low-flying swamp. You can't see drones. They drop shit out here. So basically what I got is I'm splitting the system. Here's the system. There's that pipe. We split it, make that a power plant. And this can be a big college that they want to do here. This guy's got $8 billion. Well, I only need about $8 billion to do the pipeline to Miami. Maybe you ought to use the $8 billion for that first. And then we'll get a bunch of colleges over here going and share this resource. So anyway, that's a very serious issue. I got Flint next door. It's amazing his name's Flint because we got Flint, Michigan. He's been there forever. Robert Flint's farm's right here. And he's got access on Mosaic's lands for the wells he dug. And we got their water samples we're going to bring in because it's drinkable already. They should have never spent $300 to $400 million building this reservoir after Hurricane Charlie. It's a terrorist attack waiting to happen. It needs to be the reservoir for the power plant you put here, so we have cheaper water bills and power bills immediately in Sarasota when this is on TV. Now, this Governor Scott guy, I tell Rob, who drew my plans, worked at King Engineering for years from Bradenton, okay? He's ducking out. And then all of a sudden he's taking another picture with Governor Scott. Looks like he's not having too much fun, if you know what I'm saying. Which you've all seen. Let me get to this one here. There it is. Now look at Rob. Does he look like he lived out of his car? He drew the plans. I can call him in. How come Pam Bondi doesn't call in Governor Rob Stampy right now? You can find him on Facebook and ask him what he was doing. And we asked for, I got to go pay for that now to pull all you guys in because you guys want to save little Governor Scott who sits on a Nestle board. Anyone can order a water test at the ranch. We're going to permit this stuff now. And that's why I want to show you how these guys use these ELAP funds with Gulf Coast. Gave it to Longino, Walton, Carlton, Walton, and then Longino, Buster Longino, while Buck goes in a levee so they can all play this development game along this corridor with the Archdiocese over here in Venice. And you got Pat Neal with Lakewood Ranch and all them. They're controlling where the development goes first, and they're limiting the jobs while they're pumping dirty water. It's a public need. It needs to be first in line for all capital improvements so we can actually generate revenue for the other capital improvements. It goes in first. It has to go in first. Okay, so that's what I wanted to explain, electoral votes. This needs to be looked at as soon as we do the water test on why they're spending all this money everywhere and playing these $8 billion. Mr. Tully's threatening to pull away $8 billion in a giant college here Let's see if he knows about the water. This thing here, that lost 60 million. It's called Isles of Athena. It's 5,700 acres. So we can do homes and a college and a water park. So we need to check all these government officials and who they're playing with. I want those records. And why we bummed $500 million from 50 states to build this piece of crap when they should have just built Buck's Pipe right there to the pump station and everyone would have had spring water for the last 10 years instead of arsenic water with variances on arsenic. They want to take Shell Creek here with a double variance and tie it in. The permit's already in with King Engineering and put that in before this. No freaking way. So I've asked for Pat Lehman's resignation, Johnson, all those continuing service engineers, Stantec, all of them need to be called in. All of them on their PEs, and let's get these chicken shit engineers deposed and watch how they start crying when their wives find out they're poisoning regions of people. So Governor Scott and Trump and Hillary Clinton with protocol, they're all a gang, can sell bottling and medicine and wars.